Welcome to Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas, alongside the coach, Derek Jones. I'm Lou Rush. We'll be bringing you all the action on this edition of Friday Night Lights on Saturday night between the Katy Taylor Mustangs and the Morton Ranch Mavericks. Coach, see anything tonight that the weather might affect since we've had rain, we've had some winds, overcast skies?
Yeah, the weather's been something that a lot of these teams around this area have to deal with over the last few days, and I'm hoping that we can kind of get this game in and not have to worry about any of the lightning or any kind of the rainstorms that they've kind of been dealing with. I know a lot of games have been delayed with power, and some of the elements have taken some of the effect on the game. So hopefully we can get this in, and you have two teams that are competing, trying to make the playoffs. That vaunted fourth spot in the 19-6A district. Of course, you have Cinco, you have Katy, you have Strake Jesuit taking that third spot right now. So these teams are battling for that fourth spot along with Tompkins and Seven Lakes as well. So this is a big game tonight. I mean, I'm expecting a little bit bigger crowd. I know the weather and the elements may kind of deter some of the folks from coming out, but looking forward to a good game between two teams that hadn't had the success this season. Of course, I'm assuming that they wanted to have, but still a lot of young talent on both sides, and they're eager to get after it tonight.
Well, Morton Ranch leads this series 5-4. They've won 4 of the last 5, although Katy snapped a 4-game losing streak last season with a 25-21 win. 4 of the games decided by 9 points or less. Do the records really, at this point of the season with 3 and 5, do the records really play into the contest? Not so much as far as who makes the playoffs and who doesn't, but just in the overall aspect?
I wouldn't say the records matter tonight. I think it's two teams that they understand what the goal is. I mean, they know where they are in the district, and what they've done rushing, what they've done passing, the success they've had or the non-success they've had shouldn't really factor in tonight. I mean, all they know is one thing, and I guess that's the statistic that they need, is that somebody has to win this game, and we need to win. So both sides should be amped. It should be an exciting game between two teams that are hungry for this win to try to turn around their seasons if possible.
Well, Katy Taylor starts the night with the ball first as Morton Ranch won the toss and deferred, and they'll kick off here to begin the game. Short kick taken at about the 11, and he's across the 20, across the 30, close to the 32-yard line. Not bad field position to start this ball game for Katy Taylor.
No, exactly right. It's a nice return, setting them up in a good position to start this game off. Trying to look to see what they come out to establish. Katy Taylor likes to run the ball a lot. They're really balanced on offense, run and pass, but they need to come out and establish Beak, and their tailbacks get them involved. Try to hit their big tight end they have, kind of get him in the game early if possible as well.
So Perkin leads him onto the field. Ian Beak, as Coach said, is the main workhorse for this run game, and he'll get the first handoff of the night. And maybe a yard on the play. We'll make it second and 9 from the 33.
Simple dive play, trying to get this start off, trying to fill out what the defense is going to give you. Morton Ranch, I've had the opportunity to watch them a couple times this year, and they swarm to the ball, really aggressive with their linebackers. I mean, the record may not show it, but they're really active on defense.
So Perkins with the snap. They'll throw on second down. Got a man, tipped and picked off, and headed the other way. Looks like they will push him out at the 19-yard line, 21-yard line. And that's where Morton Ranch will take over.
That's a big-time interception from Darian Young, number 20 for Morton Ranch. Ball was tipped in the air. He picked it up at his highest point. Actually had the wherewithal to get down the sideline, set up Morton Ranch's offense in a great field position. Exactly what they need to have happen coming out in the game. You want to have success early, and your defense is coming out to kind of set the tone. Morton Ranch is in a prime position to put the first points on the board tonight.
Yeah, and this has been a problem for Katy Taylor all season, the interceptions. So the pitch goes to the running back. Dartavius Dixon, and he'll get it up across the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, nice little bounce out from Dixon. Right now he's at about 768 yards rushing coming in tonight. He scored 6 touchdowns thus far, and that was Stephen Pilbeam on the tackle on that play.
So make it 2nd and 7 now. And the give is to Dixon again. And he'll be lucky to make it back to the line of scrimmage that time.
Yeah, nice defense from Taylor. Nathan Siraj, one of the linebackers, coming up trying to fill that gap. Of course, when you play Morton Ranch, it's always against that veer, that option. So you always want to make sure you get good penetration with your defensive line. And if you have to have your linebacker shooting that A and B gap or coming off the fire on the outside.
They gave him a yard on the pit play, so make it 3rd and 6. Nick Hernandez, the quarterback. He's going to throw on 3rd down. Got a receiver open across the 15, across the 10, near the 5. Looks like they'll call him down at the 7-yard line.
Yes, an outstanding catch from Austin Richardson out there to the right-hand side. Made a nice move, need to get that first down. Made a nice move and got the yardage that he needed. Should be 1st and goal for Morton Ranch. Is exactly how they want to come out and script the game. Got a little pass involved. Hopefully open up that run for Dean and some of the guys they have in that backfield.
Just a simple run play up the middle there. Take him to the 3.
Yeah, simple run play from Dean. They got him, sometimes they put him back at the tailback position. Actually, then they had him in the fullback. Try to give him the ball a little bit quicker. It's a little bit harder from that fullback position just because you're so close to the line with your big lineman, offense and defense. But nice run, setting up a nice 2nd down and short.
So 2nd and goal. The give is to the up back. And just a little bit closer to the goal line. They'll mark it at the 2.
Nice
Pick up
tackle.
1.
Yeah, nice tackle from Grant Huser. My bad on that. Nice linebacker coming up to fill the gap. I mean, obviously this tight, everyone has to play close. You want to try to put at least 7 or 8 men in the box to try to stop this run that's coming at you.
You know, we talked before the game about how many teams are now running plays out of the shotgun. This is one of the few teams that plays it under center in the traditional fashion. And the pitch is to Dixon, and he'll get across the goal line. Touchdown, Morton Ranch.
Nice toss sweep out to Dixon, having Dixon following his big fellows up the middle for a nice 2 or 3 yard touchdown. Morton Ranch getting the early score up 6-0 on Taylor in a big game. This is a must win for both teams, even more so for Morton Ranch because they kind of control their own destiny. If they win tonight, they win next week, then they're in the playoffs, and that's the spot you want to look for.
The extra point is up and good. So with 8:39 left to play in the first quarter, Morton Ranch leads Katy Taylor 7-0, and we'll take this break on TexanLive.com. And we're back here in Katy, Texas at Rhodes Stadium on TexanLive.com with the District 19 6A game between Morton Ranch and Katy Taylor. Morton Ranch intercepted Katy Taylor on the 2nd play of the game and then drove 21 yards on 6 plays, 2 minutes and 31 seconds as Dixon crossed the goal line with the lead touchdown. Katy Taylor takes the kickoff back to the 31-yard line, and that's where they'll set up shop for their 2nd series of the night.
Yeah, once again, they start out with good field position. They had the turnover the previous time they had the ball. They want to come out and try to, once again, get something established. I mean, of course, they have the run, they have the pass that they use. They need to get something that they can kind of hang their hat on early in this ball game.
And a quick play to the outside, but picks up maybe a yard on that toss to Brad Vale.
Yeah, nice pass from Yor, jumping back there at the quarterback position. Put a little air on the ball. Didn't get a real big gain, but definitely gives him confidence.
So make it 2nd and 9. Yor will throw again from the shotgun. He's got a man. And it's complete at the Katy Taylor 40-yard line to to Braden Kubeka. Nice little catch there by Kubeka.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch and catch. Have your receiver go up, big receiver out there, catch at the highest point, make a nice play. First down for Taylor.
And here's Yard back to throw again. Looking for Kubeka again, double coverage. Incomplete as it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Elijah Ferrero, nice coverage on that play. It's kind of simple approach. You get your quarterback, go back there, toss it up. I'm going to toss it to you. Little big fella, go straight down the field, and I'll hit you. It was almost another completion, but eventually Morton Ranch is going to roll that coverage over. It's going to be a little bit harder to complete those kind of plays.
And here's the toss around the edge is the back. And that's Ian Beek, and he'll get up to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 2.
Yeah, Beek's had a nice season. I mean, he's a sophomore coming in playing with the big boys on the varsity. I mean, the offense didn't really move a whole lot until he jumped back there in that backfield. So he's had a nice sophomore campaign thus far for Taylor.
Make it 3rd and 8. Beek the lone back with Yor. He's going to throw again. And he's looking for Kubeka. And what will they call this one on the sideline?
Yeah, he caught that.
He called it a completion. Morton Ranch thought he was out of bounds. It's at the 11. Give him 27 on that toss and catch.
Yeah, right now, for Taylor, they see a mismatch because the wide receiver is taller than the defender on that side. So if you have that mismatch, I mean, you go to it, especially if you have a guy that's sure-handed like Kubeka is. You know, you toss it up to him, say, hey, I'm bigger than that guy. Throw it to me. I mean, box him out just like you do in basketball, secure the catch, and you got something working.
And they give straight up the middle. And they'll get across the 10, near the 7. Beek with another nice little run there.
Yeah, nice little off tackle from Beek, and it's a nice tackle from Henry Huff on Morton Ranch, one of the linemen coming in to wrap up Beek. It's a tough defense right now. They have to make sure that they keep Taylor out of the end zone if they can.
Almost a statement drive here for Katy Taylor to answer back after that interception. And here's Beek fighting his way towards the goal line. And he's going to waiting for the signal. There it is. Touchdown. Katy Taylor, Ian Beek.
That's a nice run right there, and get a little help from a bunch of your buddies to push you in. Let me tell you, to date my playing, in my day, you couldn't aid and assist a runner to get in the end zone like that, but now things have changed. Anybody can come out of the stands and help push your guy in. But that's a nice play from Taylor to get that touchdown to answer right back, and we have a ball game early.
We get set for the extra point here. Snap back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it's good with 6:24 to play in the first quarter. Morton Ranch, Katy Taylor tied at 7. You're listening to TexanLive.com. And we're back at Rhodes Stadium awaiting the kickoff from Katy Taylor. They just took the ball 69 yards in 7 plays in a minute and 52 seconds to answer back and tie this game with Morton Ranch.
Yeah, it's a big-time drive to come back out and answer, the defensive touchdown from Morton Ranch. I mean, this looks like two teams that are fighting it out. They know that they control their fates. Both teams are fighting to the very end, and they're starting out early, so I expect that from both sides.
And the kick will sail out of bounds. And it looks like we will re-kick this one.
Yeah, if I'm Morton Ranch, I'm going to make them kick the ball again. Of course, you want to kick the ball to your special teams guys in that backfield. You know, you have some excitement back there. You got some nice runners, you know, who can get you some better field position. Of course, if you're Taylor, you don't mind kicking it out of bounds. I mean, of course, you really don't want to. You try to squib it or something like that. But, you know, you'd rather take the penalty and give them field position than have them return one to the house on you.
So Katy Taylor will kick from their 35 this time. And Morton Ranch has 2 return men set up at their 10. One of the things I've heard with return men is if you set up at the 10 and the ball's over your head, let it bounce.
Yeah, normally the ball, the way the trajectory of the ball it'll bounce over the head and keep going to the end zone.
And this kick goes to the short man at the 27. That's a fumble, loose ball. And it looks like Katy Taylor has come away with it.
Yeah, it's a big-time hit from Brantlin Goins come in, one of the linebackers that's on the kickoff coverage. He made a nice hit and stripped the ball at the same time. That's great field position for Taylor. That's another big play after you just scored a touchdown. And that's one of the things that it's a downfall in the kickoff team when you want to get a kickoff return back again, once again, on that penalty. Instead of just taking the ball and securing it and kind of going from there, you want to try to return it. Well, that's the risk that you take from having them do it again.
So Katy Taylor takes over at the Morton Ranch 33, 1st and 10 with 6:17 left in the opening quarter. Jacob Ure in the shotgun position with Ian Beek next to him. And they'll throw on 1st down. He rolls right. Now he lets it fly down the field. Overthrows his man.
Pass intended for number 12, Brad Bell. Incomplete.
Yeah, just a little bit too far. Need a little bit more touch. I mean, I'm not even sure he may have been throwing that away just because of the pressure that he was trying to get up the middle.
So Jacob Ure, 5'9", 170. In high school, the height doesn't necessarily hurt you so much at the QB position.
Mm-hmm.
He's under center this time. He'll pitch it to Beek, and Beek will not get anywhere as Morton Ranch swallows him up at the 36. They'll take a loss of 3 on that play.
That's another great play. Craig Rhodes, big linebacker, coming in to read the key off of that and follow his running back and make the tackle in the backfield for a loss, setting up a 3rd and long for Taylor.
So 3rd and 13, ball on the far hash mark. They'll set up in the power I formation. Now Katy Taylor will call a timeout with 5:38 to play, and we'll take one with them on TexanLive.com.
Register online at CESperformance.com for your sports performance program. CESperformance.com has multi-month memberships and team training. CESperformance.com has baseline performance testing included with every athletic development program. Schedule your athletic evaluation at CESperformance.com. There's no cost or commitment. Be prolific at CESperformance.com.
And we're back at Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas for this 19-6A matchup between Morton Ranch and Katy Taylor. Taylor tied the ball game moments ago, and now they're driving again inside Morton Ranch territory. Jacob Ure rolls out. He's being chased, and he'll be drugged down at the 49-yard line, a loss of 13.
That's a big-time blitz from Sean Williams. Actually, that's a corner fire. What you do is you take your corner and you rush him in on the outside, especially if he's uncovered with the wide receiver, bringing your corner off the edge, making a big-time play.
So 4th and forever now, and Morton Ranch should have a decent shot at field position here, as Katy Taylor will have to punt. And that punt will go out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
And a bit of a miscue there by Katy Taylor as the ball is shanked and goes out of bounds at the Morton Ranch 39, so it just travels 10 yards on that particular
Yeah, that was
play.
a short kick. You know, they have these new styles where the kickers try to do the rugby-style kick. you kind of wait a little bit and try to run to the side. Sometimes that kind of gets you off your equilibrium a little bit, and your feet aren't set. Ball kind of slipped off the side of the foot. Not a big long kick for Taylor. It gives Morton Ranch nice field position to start their next drive.
So they're at their own 45, 1st and 10. And the pitch back to Dixon. And caught in the backfield. Number 13 for Katy Taylor, the first one to hit him.
Dixon brought down the backfield by number 47, Brandon Boyd.
So a loss of 3 on the play. And the give is to Dean, and he's straight up the middle. And bust outside now. Actually, I lost him. I thought Dean had the ball. It turned out to be Bink around the edge. I was watching Dean there.
Now, that's a big-time play when you had Nick Hernandez. He held the ball on that read exactly to the right moment, pitched it out to the outside, and you had your big tailback Dixon hitting the sideline, pretty much untouched all the way down to almost the 20, 21-yard line. Big-time play for Morton Ranch in there. Nice drive going on right now. Opportunity to punch it in.
And another run here for Morton Ranch will get it to the 20, a pickup of 1.
By number 13, Logan McLeod, and number 33, Carson Gillespie.
Yeah, Carson Gillespie, one of the guys on the tackle. You also had Logan McLeod, another senior out there making the tackle. Taylor has to be very, very careful right now with that zone read. I mean, you definitely have to stay disciplined. Follow your tailback, follow your fullback, and also your running back, quarterback back in the backfield.
So make it 2nd and 9. Hernandez calls out the signals, and he'll pitch it to Dixon. And Dixon across the 10.
Nice run by Dixon, tripped up by Keelan Winters. If I believe if Winters hadn't had that arm tackle right there, Dixon would still be running in the end zone right now. That's a nice play to make that tackle. Nice open field tackle, one-on-one in space.
So make it 1st and goal.
Brings up 1st and goal.
From Taylor's 9-yard line. Ryan Holmes into the game for Morton Ranch. And Dixon one more time with the ball. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage. They may give him a yard on the play. Looks like they will.
Yeah, Collier came in and got a nice little run. I think they spelled Dixon on that. They may have gotten winded on that play before, but it's setting up a 2nd and goal once again.
Give once more to Austin Richardson, and he'll get close to the 5.
Yeah, Richardson's definitely a nice change of pace. I mean, he jumps back there at that tailback spot. They put him at receiver as well, and he even jumps back at the quarterback spot every now and then to try to change up the pace once again for Morton Ranch. It's a big 3rd down. Morton Ranch wants to try to get this in the end zone.
And Dixon is back in now. At tailback, Richardson will go outside. Elijah Dean sets up in front of Dixon. And it's a toss to Richardson going the other way. And he's across the 10, but a great tackle there by Katy Taylor.
It was a great tackle, and I see some laundry out in the field. It may be a holding penalty.
Looks like it'll be against Morton Ranch as they talk to the Katy Taylor sideline.
Yeah, Taylor's trying to decide if they need to take that penalty or exactly what. They want to make sure it's 4th down. They don't want to give Morton Ranch any other plays if they don't have to.
So 4th down. They picked up no yardage on that play, so the run went for no gain by Richardson. Makes it 4th and goal, and the kicking team is on for the field goal, but it's a fake, and it's not going anywhere. Richardson took the snap. They faked the kick, and Katy Taylor was right there by the time he got up.
Yeah, Morton Ranch is, like I said, they're trying to pull out all the stops. Of course, if they win, they're in, basically getting ready for that last game against Seven Lakes. So they're trying to do everything they can to have an opportunity to get that score. But the thing is that you have to make sure you get the points, take the points, when you have an opportunity, because you're not going to guarantee to get down to that position every time you want to.
So Katy Taylor takes over at their own 13-yard line here with 1:07 to play in the quarter. And the give is to the back, and he's across the 15. Looks like he'll make it to the 16. Pickup of 3 there by Beek.
Number 24.
And we'll make it 2nd and 7.
Hey, once again, number 3, Sean Williams up there for the tackle. Called his name a couple times tonight early.
And now Jacob Ure has Ian Beek in the backfield with him, but he'll keep it. He faked the handoff, took it himself, and picked up maybe a yard on that play.
Jacob Ure on the carry for the Mustang. He's taken down by number 40, Henry Huff.
Yeah, another tackle from Huff on the defensive end. It's really hard sledding right now for Taylor trying to run the ball. Morton Ranch is really good up front. Of course they would be. They practice all week long against the rush, so that usually strengthens you for the game time against a lot of the running teams that you're going to face.
And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter with the game tied between Morton Ranch and Katy Taylor, 7-7. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Welcome back to Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas, alongside the coach, Derek Jones. I'm Lou Rush, bringing you all the action between the Morton Ranch Mavericks and the Katy Taylor Mustangs. Coach, what did you think about, what were your insights into that first quarter?
I thought that was an exciting first quarter. You had both teams come out. Of course, the early turnover setting up Morton Ranch's touchdown. You had Taylor come back to answer that touchdown with a rush of their own, and now Taylor's trying to move the ball once again. Two teams competing once again, try to make that spot for the last position in the playoffs of 19-6A is exactly what you expect from both sides.
So 3rd and 7 to start the quarter. Snap back to Ure. He'll throw. He's got a man across the middle. Across the 30, he'll have the first down at the 31-yard line.
It's a nice pass from Ure to Vale. Vale's one of the big targets. Of course, Ure used to be the wide receiver, but he's jumped back at that quarterback position. It's a nice pass from that young man. Moving the ball down the field, getting the Taylor in another position for a first down again.
So 1st and 10 on that 14-yard pickup from Ure to Vale. And the give, fake to give to Beek. Ure keeps it, goes straight up behind him. And he falls forward to the 37-yard line. It looks like 38-yard line is where they'll mark it. Pickup of 7.
Brought down by Sean Williams.
Yeah, Sean Williams and Craig Rhodes were nearby on the tackle on that play. It's a nice quarterback keeper.
I'll give him 7 on that first down play. Make it 2nd and 3 now. And Ure will throw quick. And he's got Quebec, it looks like, at the 45.
Pass complete to number 3, Brayden Quebec.
Yeah, Quebec has had some nice passes so far. It's a nice pass out to the left-hand side, just about a 5 or 10-yard stop. Go to the stop and I'll throw a ball to you. Nice play, nice catch. First down, Taylor once again.
1st and 10, Taylor at their own 45. 10:42 left till halftime. Snap, and Ure will keep it. He's across midfield into Morton Ranch territory, across the 40 to the 35 and across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Nice little run there by the quarterback, Jacob Yor.
That's a nice run by Yor. It's a design run. It was set up quarterback keeper. Get the ball, kind of wait a little bit, just a couple seconds, and then jump up in the middle. Found a nice little seam, nice little hole to the left-hand side, bounce down the field, and it's 1st and 10 for Taylor. Got a good drive going so far.
Beak in the backfield once more with Yor, and they'll throw on 1st down. Nearly intercepted, but it falls to the turf. A diving try there by Cale Johnson for Katy Taylor.
Yeah, big linebacker Craig Rhodes got a fingertip on it, almost had an opportunity to make that interception, but they always say that's why you're on defense, because they don't usually have the best hands out there. But that was a nice play from Mr. Rhodes to get that ball knocked down.
So 2nd and 10 now. And Yor will keep it. And he's across the 30.
Yor on the carry.
Near the 27-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 28.
Yeah, Kevin Bostic on the tackles. Nice pursuit there from the linebacker. I mean, they see something that's going on that Taylor sees, that they want to get the ball quickly to Yor. He's running the ball, having some success. The way the line is blocking down the field. I mean, it's something that they see in the design that's trying to get him to run the ball a few more times.
So make it 3rd and manageable for Katy Taylor.
Yeah, you got
and Yor will throw.
Yep.
And it's Kubeka down at the 22.
Yeah, you had one-on-one coverage down here at the bottom. You could see when they had that trips formation up to the left-hand side, trying to spread everybody out. You're trying to get Kubeka back here one-on-one. He has that size advantage over the defender. I mean, I'm looking at it from here. It looks like that's something they want to work on most of the night tonight.
1st and 10, Katy Taylor. High snap, but Yor brings it down, and he'll throw for the end zone. Kubeka goes up and catches it over 2 defenders. Falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Katy Taylor.
It's a big-time play, big-time pass. Once again, we said just to play before that they had one-on-one coverage. What the Morton Ranch tried to do, they tried to roll another guy over to have double coverage. The only thing is both of those guys are shorter than Kubeka is, so you still want to throw it up to him, let him go up at the top of his point, at the highest point, and make that touchdown. Secure it in. Nice play from Taylor. They see something on the side with that height advantage, and you need to use that as much as you can.
That's like the Bengals throwing to A.J. Green,
exactly.
Or the Texans throwing to DeAndre Hopkins.
Exactly right.
Snap back, hold down, kick up, and good. With 8:57 left to play till halftime. Katy Taylor leads Morton Ranch 14-7, and you're listening to TexanLive.com. And back here in Rhodes Stadium, I'm Lou Rush alongside the coach, Derek Jones. We've just watched Katy Taylor drive 87 yards in 10 plays, taking 4:15 off the clock, and they now have the lead over the Morton Ranch Mavericks.
Yeah, that's something right now that Morton Ranch is going to have to figure out. I mean, if not, you're going to have Kubeka. He's going to get a scholarship tonight because they're going to keep throwing the ball to him, and he's going to have a highlight reel one-on-one or even two-on-one at this coverage right now.
And here's the kick from the 40. Drives them back to the 1, across the 10, 15. And that's where he'll be met by a host of Katy Taylor Mustangs and tackled at the 18-yard line. So Morton Ranch will take over at their own 18.
That's nice coverage out there to get the thing started for Taylor's defense to come out. Now Taylor's defense needs to make sure they can come out and try to hold Morton Ranch down and get the ball back to the offense. The offense is moving pretty good tonight for Taylor with that Yor to Kubeka combination.
So far we've seen 2 turnovers, and we've seen both teams turn them into points, which is really what you need to do when something like that happens.
Exactly right.
And there's the toss to Dixon. Past the 15 to 20. The 25 spin move gets up to about the 26. So he'll pick up 8.
That's another nice option read out to the outside. I mean, they're running that thing really well right now. The only thing is they're not getting the big run all the way down the field, but they're moving the ball, moving the chains, making up a second and short.
So Hernandez brings the team to the line and wanted to pitch it, I think, but he turned reversed field, and he's across the 30 and picks up the first down.
That's a nice play right there. I mean, of course, you're exactly right. He wanted to try to pitch the ball, but Taylor had it covered really well. They had nice pursuit out there to the right-hand side. Usually you tell your guys don't try to reverse the field because usually bad things happen, but that was a nice play, nice heady play to make that run from Hernandez.
Yeah, we saw that a couple times last night where the quarterback reversed field and all of a sudden there was a defender right there to meet him.
Yeah, well, if you have nice contain on the backside, which is what you're supposed to have, you can't turn around like that.
So Hernandez will give it to Dixon. Dixon got near the line of scrimmage before driven back, so they'll give him forward progress at least.
That's a big-time hit from Garrett Brickey, number 32 from Taylor, coming through from the linebacker position. That was nice form. Had his head up, had his arms wrapped around him. He ducked his hips and exploded right through his target. That was a nice tackle.
Now they gave him a yard on the play to the 33, make it 2nd and 9. And Hernandez wants to throw, and he's got a man at the 40 and out of bounds at the 42-yard line is Larry Anderson. But that will move the chains once more.
That's a nice toss and catch. You had Anderson dragging across the field and hit him. He's actually wide open. It's a nice pass, nice catch. First down. Morton Ranch is trying to answer the touchdown for Taylor.
Well, Elijah Dean sets up in front of Dixon in the backfield, and he'll lead the block. But Dixon will not be able to get back even to the line of scrimmage that time as Morton Ranch broke through.
Yeah, it's nice defense. Taylor, like I said, they have nice pursuit going on. It's the defensive line, good, nice hand fighting in the front. And then you had your linebackers flowing, and that's exactly what you want your defensive tackles to do. Keep those guys off your linebackers so your linebackers can make tackles from sideline to sideline.
So a loss of 3, 2nd and 13 from their 39 for Morton Ranch. And fakes the give to Dean. Hernandez keeps it, but swallowed up by
Hernandez on the carry from Maverick, brought down behind the line of
Garrett Brickey.
Garrett Brickey.
Wow, he just kind of threw there in a moment.
Yeah, that's a big-time play.
Hit that gap.
For Mr. Brickey at the linebacker spot, coming through. They have him at linebacker, and they kind of bring him up on defensive end every now and then as well. That's nice penetration and nice wrap-up, too, because it's not easy to wrap up someone who's moving like that.
So make it another 2-yard loss. 3rd and 15 now. The toss to Dixon. And Dixon keeps it. He faked the handoff to Larry Anderson on a reverse. And they lose 3 more.
Yeah, he tried to run a reverse, tried to run a fake reverse on that. It's tough to do that when you have a defense that's really coming downhill like Taylor's doing right now. You haven't established enough on the offensive game to run a lot of trick plays. You want to try to get down and just run some fundamental stuff, do what you do. Right now, because Taylor has their ears pinned back because they're ahead on the scoreboard, and they're definitely looking like they want to try to have an opportunity to make the playoffs.
And it looks like they're going to let this one bounce, and it'll be downed at the Morton Ranch 44-yard line, and that's where they'll take over, or at the Katy Taylor 44.
Yeah, this is a big it's a big drive right here for the Morton Ranch defense Mavericks. They need to make sure they come out and make a stop. Right now they're losing 14-7 with about 5 minutes to go before the half. Last thing they want to do is give Taylor another opportunity to punch one in the end zone. And Taylor kicked off the ball as well, so they would get the ball back after the break, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the last thing you want to do. Make sure you come out and try to stop them on this possession.
And Yor will keep it, and he'll make it back. Well, he got to the 45, so give him a gain of 1 on that play. We were talking before the game about how balanced Katy Taylor has been this season, over 1,200 yards on the ground and 1,200 through the air, and they've shown that tonight in their ability to move the ball both ways.
Yeah, that definitely keeps the defense off balance. I mean, you come out, you can pass the ball, you can run the ball. A team can't just key up on the run or just key up on the pass. They have to actually respect both of those. It gives you a better opportunity to move the ball.
So Yor gives it to Beek, but he's caught from behind by number 46. And a fumble on the play, and they pick it up. And Morton Ranch runs it in. Number 29, it looks like, for Morton Ranch. Ryan Lopez picked up the fumble from Ian Beek. He caught him from the backside and punched it out.
That's a big-time play for Morton Ranch. I mean, we just talked about it. From a defensive standpoint, they wanted to come out and make sure they stop Taylor after Taylor just scored a touchdown. You come out and get a strip, fumble, take it to the house, even better. Now your team's tied with a possibility with this kick to be tied 14-all.
And the kick is up, and it's good. And with 4:26 left till halftime, we've got a tie ball game between Morton Ranch and Katy Taylor, all knotted at 14. You're listening to TexanLive.com. And we're back at Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas, alongside the coach, Derek Jones. I'm Lou Rush. You're listening to TexanLive.com. And we've just seen a quick turn of events there. Katy Taylor got the ball back, looking to put together another drive, and suddenly Morton Ranch had the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, you can't script that out. I mean, you just go out and play hard. Defense came out, made a turnover, exactly what the team needed. They're on their heels a little bit. Now it's a new ball game.
So Katy Taylor, Brad Kubeka with the ball on the kickoff, Brayton Kubeka, and he'll return it back out to the 34-yard line where Katy Taylor will begin this series.
Yeah, you always say turnovers. I mean, turnovers can always haunt you, especially in a position like that. I mean, it keeps the teams in the game. Of course, Morton Ranch got one early. Produced that in the points, and then did it once again. So their defense has come up tonight, kind of big. I mean, making plays when they needed to. And, of course, they're giving up some passes, to Taylor. But their defense is trying to help them stay in the game.
Right back to Beek they go, and he's across the 35, close to the 39-yard line. They'll give him the 40. So pickup of 6. Yeah, Katy Taylor this season, as far as the district stats goes, has protected the ball fairly well. So that's kind of out of form for them.
Yeah, they don't usually turn the ball over. I mean, but like I said, great defense. Sometimes you're trying to make plays, especially in a game like this. You're trying to make plays because you want to try to stay alive to get that 4th spot in the 19-6A district race for the playoffs.
And Yor will throw this time. Across the middle. High throw, falls incomplete. Ball, receiver, and defender all met at the same time.
That's a nice pass breakup, and it was almost a big-time catch for Taylor. I mean, Big Brad Vale out there trying to make another play for them. But nice play, nice pass. Not too bad pass from Yor as well.
Well, you talk about some height on their receivers. 6'4", 195. Kubeka, 6'1", 201 for Vale. A couple of pretty good-sized targets for Jacob Yor.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And those Morton Ranch defenders, I mean, they're not 6 foot. So it's something that, it's a weapon you want to try to use if you can.
And Yor will keep it. Straight up the middle he goes. And he'll get to the 49-yard line, and that'll move the chains. 1st and 10, Katy Taylor.
And once again, another designed quarterback run. I mean, once again, the way Morton Ranch is playing on defense, I mean, I can see that they're accounting for everybody except for the quarterback. So that's one of the reasons why they keep running that quarterback draw up the middle, and it's so wide open because those linebackers, they're following those running backs and not paying attention to the quarterback. Somebody's going to have to spy him if they want to slow him down at some point.
So Quebec is up top on the outside, and Yor is back to throw. Across the middle, he's got a man. And that was Johnny Farrell, number 8. Johnny Farrell went in motion on that play and came back across the middle for the reception.
Yeah, they had him in motion and then dragged him across the field, and that set him up. And Morton Ranch is running a cover 2 defense back there, so that middle is always open on the cover 2.
So 1st and 10 now from the Morton Ranch 35 for Katy Taylor. And Yor keeps the ball. And it'll be no gain there.
Yor on the carry, tackled by number 44, Kevin Boudreaux.
Yeah, Kevin Bostic on that tackle. It's a nice pursuit from the linebacker. Once again, they tried to run another quarterback keeper. May have been a penalty
Looks
on
like
that
they
play.
have a flag on the play. They might mark off 5 yards against the defense. Make it 1st and 5 now.
Maybe an offsides penalty, perhaps.
If you're Katy Taylor, you like 1st and 5.
Oh, definitely.
And the give is to Beek, and he's across the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and drugged down by number 44 for Morton Ranch. Kevin Boudreaux-Bostic and Craig Rhodes.
Yeah, that's a nice run from Beek. Like I said, once they put that sophomore back in the backfield, their offense kind of picked up, especially on the running game. He's an exciting young man. You know, my kids actually had a chance to play with him. You know, because he's a sophomore, they're a sophomore as well. So he's an outstanding young man. I mean, you know the family as well. They're outstanding people. It's a nice run from Beek.
So 1st and goal now for Katy Taylor. Yor will throw. And incomplete. Batted away by the Morton Ranch defender.
Yeah, that's great defense, great foot placement, great hand placement. Once again, trying to throw the ball up to Quebec, the big receiver who's had a monster game so far. A little one-on-one coverage, so that's a nice play from Morton Ranch to come through with that.
And Yor will try it again. This time he's got one-on-one coverage. But Quebec could not pull it down. Darian Young on the coverage. And Darian Young for Morton Ranch, 3 interception, leads the team this season.
Yeah, it's one of Morton Ranch's best defenders. You know, a lot of times the defensive guys always ask me, well, how do we know what play is coming? When you see your wide receiver spread out to the wide side, it's either going to be a slant or a fade every time. Kind of let you know what's taking place.
A timeout on the field here. If we're Katy Taylor, coach for Katy Taylor, what are we telling our guys?
Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to try to continue to throw the ball to Quebec. I mean, like I say, it's a size mismatch. I mean, I know they've knocked these last 2 down, but I'm going to throw it to them again. I mean, if you have an advantage as an offense, until the other team can really stop it, then I'm going to keep doing it over and over again. I mean, Katy Tigers, they do that every week. I mean, they'll run the same 2 or 3 plays and beat you crazy, 56-0 until you can stop it. So if I'm Taylor, I'm going to continue to throw the ball to Quebec. I mean, to your other wide receivers as well. Brad Vell, he's another big receiver for Taylor. Get them the ball. They're having success with that, and I'd also keep running Yor up the middle until Morton Ranch can show they can stop it.
I got 1:48 to play till halftime. Katy Taylor 3rd and goal. Big play call right here for the Mustangs. And Yor will throw again. And it looked like it was intended for Kubeka, and then number 12, Brad Vale, dove across. Otherwise, that ball might have been intercepted.
Yeah, on that route, I think they got a little, I'm not going to say cute on the play, but they actually had another receiver out in that same vicinity. That's the only thing. When you put another receiver out there, guess what? There's another defender out there as well, so you have to be more precise with your passing instead of spreading it out and having it one-on-one. So they dodged the bullet on that play.
So Katy Taylor will set up for a 27-yard field goal here. The kick is up and good. Oh, prior to the snap, though, flag on the play, missed that. False start offense. That'll move the ball back.
Yeah, this young man has a leg on him, though, so I'm not sure if that 5 yards is going to really make a difference to him. But you never know. That's why you make him re-kick it.
So now we'll have a 32-yard field goal attempt from Katy Taylor. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. Hits the upright and bounces away. So that 5 yards made the difference that time. So a 32-yard field goal miss. The score remains tied at 14 with 1:37 to play. Morton Ranch will take over, and we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, you never know what's going to take place. That first one, he boomed it through, and then this one hits the left upright and kind of caroms down. And you never know what's going to take place when you get a penalty like that, but that's a big stop, and you can consider that a win for Morton Ranch defense. Now they have to come out and try to do something on the offensive side where they haven't had a lot of success thus far tonight.
Almost a sigh of relief there for Morton Ranch. Hernandez under center, and he looks like he will throw. Picked off by Katy Taylor. Number 33 for Katy Taylor. Went up and got that ball. Carson Gillespie.
That's a big-time interception from Carson to come through. I mean, what they're running is a zone coverage, so you have your linebacker dropping back. Hernandez went back, and I'm sure he didn't even see him because at the beginning of the snap, he wasn't where he ended up at. But it's a nice play as well to have your hands on it, to catch the ball, secure it, giving Taylor once again another big possession.
Wow, talk about another change of events.
Yes.
So here's Katy Taylor, empty backfield. Yor will keep it and run. He's across the 20, near the 15. They'll mark him down at the 17, a gain of 3.
If you're Katy Taylor right now, you want to run as much clock as you can. Try to set yourself up for a course of touchdown. That's what you always shoot for. But make sure you can at least get a field goal out of this so you can go into half with a 3-point lead.
Well, you can imagine that at least one try in this series will go to Quebec in the end zone.
Yeah, if it was me, I would.
And Yor will throw. And he throws for Vale. Overthrows him. No flag on the play. Contact, but no flag. And we'll go to third down.
Yeah, it's good defense. If they don't call pass interference on you, it's great defense. So he actually bumped him a little bit, but they did throw the ball. It's a one-on-one coverage. So what they're doing is if Morton Ranch is rolling that coverage, which they did at the top, they rolled the coverage to Quebec to put a second man on him. Down here it left Brad Vale alone one-on-one. He's another big receiver on a shorter defender from Morton Ranch. Anyone that's one-on-one, you can see the pass is going to go to him.
So 3rd and 10. 50 seconds to play. Make that 3rd and 7. And Yor will throw again. And he's got Vale. And Vale got it at the 2 and fell forward to the end zone. Touchdown, Katy Taylor.
That's a simple seam route. Once again, Morton Ranch is in cover 2. When you have cover 2, you have one safety having the half of the field. You have another safety having the other half of the field. The middle's wide open. You're expecting your linebacker to cover that guy right behind him. And a lot of times you can slip a wide receiver. You can slip a tight end who's agile and quick enough to get behind him. That wide open, it's always wide open in the middle if you can do that. Touchdown, Taylor.
So Katy Taylor makes Morton Ranch pay for that mistake, which is what teams need to do and you want to see them do if you're the coach. Kick is up and good. And we've got 45 seconds to play in the first half. Katy Taylor leads Morton Ranch 21-14. You're listening to TexanLive.com. And welcome back to Road Stadium in Katy, Texas. I'm Lou Rush alongside the coach, Derek Jones. Coach, if you're at Morton Ranch now, 45 seconds left on the clock. Does field position dictate what you're going to do?
Honestly, I'm not going to even let field position dictate. I'm going to try to be safe in what I'm going to do. It's pretty much just run the ball, kind of nail the ball if you can, let the clock run out, and let's go to the second half. I don't try anything because you didn't have a whole lot of success on the offensive side. I'm not going to try anything. Just try to get the clock out, and let's go to the third quarter.
Nice booming kick by Katy Taylor. Drives them 5 yards deep into the end zone. They'll bring it out across the 10 to the 12. Looks like he'll make it to the 12-yard line. So interesting play there. He took the ball 5 yards deep and brought it out anyway.
Yeah, he kind of hesitated a little bit. He was thinking about staying in, and sometimes the hesitation, it allows the defenders to come down the field a little bit more. But, back to what you were saying, I mean, I'm going to just be safe right here. I'm going to let the clock run out. It's 39 seconds left. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Like I said, I hadn't had a lot of success. I've turned the ball over too much. So we're just going to go to the halftime at this point.
And Hernandez kneels it down. And there's about a 5-second differential. Now it'll be nearly even between the play clock and the game clock.
Yeah, now see, if Taylor had 3 timeouts, if you're on that side, you call timeout each time to try to make them have a miscue, but they only have 1.
And they'll kneel it down, and that'll take us to the half with Katy Taylor leading 21-14 over Morton Ranch. This halftime presentation brought to you by Panera Bread. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
West Point Buick GMC has Black Friday pricing now. Let the savings begin. For a limited time, get $8,000 savings off MSRP on 2015 GMC Yukons. Even 2015 GMC Sierra 1500s for just $25,900. Huge savings and selection only at West Point Buick GMC. Easy to get to on the Katy Freeway. Exit Parker Cypress both ways. We look forward to seeing you soon.
West Point Buick GMC. A better place to buy.
Ladies and gentlemen, setting the pace for over 30 years, James E. Taylor High School is proud to present the 2015 MA Dance National Champion Taylor Pacesetters. The 2015-2016 Pacesetter Social Officers are Mary Kate Archinall, Parliamentarian, Catherine Sleva, Public Relations, Lexi Bridges, Spirit, Natalie Gables and Victoria Maddox, Historian, Sarah Blanchard, Chaplain, Sydney Fogelsong and Cassidy Shaw, New Girl Liaison, Josie Crawford, Treasurer, Brittany Chartrand, Secretary, Tennille Faber, Vice President, and Soleil Marinko, President. The 2015-2016 Pacesetter Dance Officers are Junior Lieutenant Tara Kerr, Senior Lieutenant Anna Suarez, Senior Lieutenant Sage Schoenfeld, Senior Lieutenant Alan Mengistu, Lieutenant Colonel Abby Tilford, Lieutenant Colonel Kirsten Songster, and Colonel Elise Nicknish. Squad of the Week is Squad 1. Spirit Girl of the Week is Anne-Marie Price. Dancer of the Week is Haley King. Pacesetter Teacher of the Week is Ms. Brummett. Tonight, the Pacesetters will perform a kick dance to the song Zumba. Pacesetters are under the direction of Darby Boyd and Jenny Haynes.
And now taking the field is the award-winning James E. Taylor High School Marching Band. Head Drum Major Joe Alani. Assistant Drum Majors Gerardo Cruz, Sarah McGee, and Kayla Rodriguez. The Jet Band will perform their 2015 Mustang show featuring the themes of Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. Halloween treat just for you. And now, for your halftime entertainment, I proudly introduce your 2015-2016 Morton Ranch High School Maverick Bells. the bells are under the direction of April Hunt and Maria Klopper. Maverick Bell officers are Junior Lieutenant Natalie Tenorio, Junior Lieutenant Cassie Barrow, Senior Lieutenant Mariana Burton, Lieutenant Colonel Bianca Perez, and the Colonel, Miss Carmen Alvarado. Spirit Girl of the Week is Miss Kayla Kavanaugh. Maverick Bell of the Week is Melissa Gamboa. And our Bob of the Week is Mr. Doug Bryan. Put your hands together for the Maverick Bells and their talented guests.
Rosario.
We have our fall raffle, and we just want to thank everybody for your participation and for selling tickets. The money that is raised from our fall raffle goes back to our athletes and our coaches to help them purchase items they need throughout the school year to succeed. The money also goes towards scholarships. We gave about 10 scholarships last year. So we're going to have our drawing right now. We've got the fourth prize, Apple iPad, that we're going to draw. And I call her our little cheerleader. She's been to so many sporting events over the last 4 years. Yes, give it up to Kira. And then our new principal, Miss Henson, will announce the winners.
And the iPad goes to Juan Vega.
Okay, the third prize is the HP Full HD Touchscreen Notebook.
And the touchscreen book goes to Vincent Henson.
Don't know how that happened, guys. Our second prize, Samsung 40-inch Ultra 4K TV.
TV goes to Jose Orozco.
And then we have the grand prize. It's a brand new Camo Mule 4010.
And the grand prize goes to Tasha Jefferson.
Thank you all.
Welcome back to Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas, where the Katy Taylor Mustangs lead Morton Ranch 21-14 as we get ready to start the second half. Fans, make sure to log on to TexanLive.com each and every week to vote for the Cavenders Player of the Game, or Player of the Week. Then tune in every Friday night into the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Texan Drive to see who Courtney Madden showcases as Cavenders Player of the Week on Fox Sports Southwest. Coach, if you're Morton Ranch, what do you need to do to get back into this game, especially since Katy Taylor is going to have the ball to start the second half?
Yeah, you want to limit the turnovers. That's the first thing. I mean, you come out here, you've put a few balls on the ground. Taylor's taking advantage of it. And also on the defensive side, what you want to do is try to figure out some type of game plan to where you can take these big receivers that Taylor has out of the game in some way. And one of the ways you can do that is getting penetration on the defensive front, try to limit some of the time for him to just go back and toss it up. Secondly, you can maybe try to roll some coverage, but then once again, you're exposing some of your guys in the middle. So it's going to be a daunting task right now from a defensive standpoint, because Taylor's found some success with their receivers. I mean, I think they're going to continue to do that as well. And then also yours running the ball up the middle pretty well. So there's some things that Morton Ranch is going to have to do to try to get back in this ball game.
Well, we saw that turnovers played a key part of the first half, and it'll be interesting to see how Morton Ranch protects the ball, And we were surprised that Katy Taylor, even turned the ball over, really, because they protected it so well. Looking at some of the numbers, Morton Ranch, I believe, has scored just 6 points the entire season in the third quarter. See if I got that number right. Yes, 6 points the entire quarter. So that in and of itself makes it an uphill battle for them, despite even, in fact, adding on to being down 7.
Yeah, that's going to make it tough. But like I said, their defense has come out. They've made a couple plays. They've had 2 touchdowns on the defensive side. So their defense is going to have to come out and be aggressive. I mean, to keep them in this ball game. And if you're Taylor, you want to continue doing what you're doing. I mean, you've got some stuff that is giving your opponent some trouble. Don't want to jump out of that. Try to run the clock out, saying, "Hey, we're just going to protect this lead." Keep doing what you're doing, and try to set yourself up for finish out this game and try to get ready for next week as well.
So Katy Taylor gets ready to kick off here to Morton Ranch to start the third quarter. And a nice booming kick 5 yards deep in the end zone, and this time Morton Ranch will kneel it down.
Yeah, it's a smart play, starting off your offense in some decent field position to kind of get everything cranked up. And like I say, try to establish your running game. That's what you do. So make sure you come out and try to get that going.
You talked about the leg that the kid from Taylor had. Man, he kicked a couple of them now.
Yeah, he's got a boomer. I mean, of course, that second kick off the upright. I mean, that happens. But he's got a nice strong leg, and that's going to be very important. Maybe not so much tonight, but next week they have another good game where they can have an opportunity to make the playoffs. So at some point they may need that.
So Elijah Dean and Dartavius Dixon behind Hernandez, and the give is to Dixon. And he's up across the 25, a pickup of 1, maybe 2. We'll see the spot of the ball. They'll give him 2, so 2nd and 8 from the 27.
Yeah, once again, Morton Ranch wants to try to establish some of that running game, try to get something downhill, maybe try to pop a big play, in the next play or so.
That was something you mentioned in the first half that you hadn't seen him do yet this game. And the pitch is to Dixon, and Dixon gets up near the 30. Looks like he'll be marked down at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, nice tackle from Keelan Winters coming out at secondary. Anytime you play a team that runs like Morton Ranch does, what you want to do is try to get your guys up a little bit closer. Maybe take your safeties, bring them up like in a rover position, almost an extra linebacker. Put an extra guy in the box so you can run sideline to sideline and limit that run game.
We'll make it about a 3rd and 4 now. And the pitch goes to Dixon, and he's got the first down and more as he crosses the 35 and rumbles to the 40 is where they'll mark him out of bounds.
Yeah, Keelan Winters on another tackle. That's actually a great play from Hernandez. What he did is he extended the defense. He went all the way to the end, made the end decide who am I going to take. He forced the end to take him, and once he pitched the ball, there's nobody else on the outside. That's an outstanding read from Nicholas.
And he's going to throw this time. Had a receiver, stumbled just a bit, and it falls incomplete, just out of the reach of number 15. I don't have him on my roster. Aaron Solomon. So we'll do it again, 2nd and 10. Hernandez under center. He'll keep this time. Fake the handoff to Dean, and he's across the 40 to the 45. And we'll go to 3rd and 5 on the next play.
Yeah, Kale Johnson coming up from that secondary, once again, safety position. Trying to get as many guys in the box as you can to limit that option attack.
So 3rd and 5 now for Morton Ranch.
This is a big play for Morton Ranch. They need to get a first down to keep the clock moving.
And the Mavericks in the power I. This time the give is to Dixon, and he'll get close to midfield. Looks like he'll be down at the 49-yard line. A pickup of 4. Make it 4th and 1.
Yeah, it's setting up a short 4th down. If I'm them, I'm keeping the offense on the field. I'm going to run a play, probably run another dive play or try to stretch that outside a little bit. You don't want to give the ball back right now.
So Morton Ranch most of the season has been primarily a rushing team.
Yes.
So this is what they do best. And the give is to Dean, and he's got the first down, it looks like. And he will. The pile moves him all the way to the Katy Taylor 47.
Yeah, nice run in that zone. You have your fullback up top. You want to have him come through the hole first on a simple fullback dive, get those hard 2 or 3 yards for first down to keep the chain moving.
So Morton Ranch with 2 receivers to the top. And this time He keeps it, pitches it now to Dixon, and he's crossed the 45.
Damian Collier with a 2-yard run for the net. Run out of bounds.
Actually, they're going to mark him at the
45, Nathan Farad.
out of bounds at the 47, so no gain really.
Yeah, Big Cal Johnson once again from the safety spot coming up.
Morton Ranch kind of in a quick tempo here. Timeout, Katy Taylor. And we'll take that timeout with them. 8:02 left to play in the third quarter. You're listening to District 19 6A football on TexanLive.com.
Register online at CESperformance.com for your sports performance program. CESperformance.com has multi-month memberships and team training. CESperformance.com has baseline performance testing included with every athletic development program. Schedule your athletic evaluation at CESperformance.com. There's no cost or commitment. Be prolific at CESperformance.com.
Welcome back to Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas. I'm Lou Rush alongside the coach, Derek Jones. And, Coach, we saw Katy Taylor call a timeout right there. What's the coach telling to them?
They're trying to make the adjustment. Right now what Morton Ranch has done is they have Nick Hernandez holding the ball just a little bit longer to try to get that edge. And that's why so far the running backs had some room on the outside. And that's the adjustment right there.
And here's a play where Hernandez wanted to pitch it, couldn't pitch it, and couldn't cut it back up inside.
So every time on your defense, I mean, this is fundamental for any defense from youth football all the way up to the NFL, to the highest level. Your defensive end is always contained. A lot of times that when the teams run the veer, they run the option, they're trying to get pressure on that end guy because usually there's nobody else on the outside but a cornerback. And so Taylor made an adjustment there, having the guy come upfield because penetration kills any kind of run. I don't care what kind of team you have. Penetration always kind of negates whatever kind of running game you have. That's a nice adjustment.
And now a running team at 3rd and 13 is not a situation they like to face. Hernandez will roll out, though, and he's looking to throw deep. Got a man, incomplete. Is there a flag? No, incidental contact.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, he kind of knocked him off his route just a little bit. If the ball may have been just a little bit closer, maybe they think about throwing that flag. This nice defensive adjustment, made from Taylor to get that because Morton Ranch had a couple plays that kind of gashed him a little bit. Got a couple first downs, the chains were moving, a nice timeout, from the defensive coordinator to make that adjustment, forcing this 4th down and punting situation.
Well, it looks like Morton Ranch will punt this time. We'll see. They ran a fake earlier in the game. And you probably figure they will. They just got called for an illegal formation.
Yeah, Morton Ranch had a guy running off the field late. That's always something, every time I watch football games, you always see that. When I played ball, they always had a special team coach, and they'd always get you ready, like on 3rd down or something like that, have everybody ready, everybody's accounted and ready to go on the field. So you kind of limit those kind of mistakes because in big games, those kind of penalties can hurt you.
And the punt drives Katy Taylor back to inside their 20. Across the 25 and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that's tough, especially when you get a good kick like that because most teams that run special teams, a lot of these special team coaches, they want to run that wall over there on that side. And so there's always one guy that's usually getting picked off when you run down the field. If you're on the offensive side trying to be on the defensive side making a tackle, you have to have your head on a swivel because there's always somebody that you can't see that's over there ready to take a nice shot on you.
So Katy Taylor at their own 34, 6:49 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10, the give is to Beek. And Beek will get to the 35, pickup of 1. Looked like Morton Ranch was ready for that play.
Yeah, Morton Ranch, once again, their adjustment is to have their linebackers, somebody needs to spy, of course, Yor up the middle to kind of limit that because that's really the only successful run type game they've had, so far in this game. So have a linebacker spy Yor, try to take that out the game, and then you need to work on your defenders because you have man-to-man coverage down here at the bottom.
And Yor will throw, intercepted. Number 48, it looks like, for Morton Ranch. Wow, Craig Rhodes, he just jumped up and snatched that ball at the line.
Yeah, we're going to definitely give that young man some love on that play. That's a big-time play to be able to jump in the air and to catch that ball like that. I mean, a lot of times you're on defense because you can't catch. You can tackle really well, but you can't catch. But that was a nice defensive play. And just like it's happened all night long, Morton Ranch defense has made those plays to keep them in the game. When the offense hadn't had the opportunity to put the points on the board, the defense has. So they set Morton Ranch's offense up first down and 10 in great field position.
Damian Collier in the backfield this time. Hernandez will roll, though, and keep it. He's across the 25 to the 20 and out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So Hernandez was forced to keep the ball on that play. Picked up 8. Make it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, it's a big-time run from Hernandez. Blake Moss, number 94 for Taylor, knocked him out of bounds. I mean, you could call that a rollout. I mean, he was getting a lot of pressure from the defensive line from Taylor. I mean, if you're Morton Ranch, I mean, you're not a passing team a whole lot. You want to continue to run the ball. Do what you do. Don't try to get tricky in this situation. You need this touchdown.
Hernandez calls out the signals, gives it to Collier. Straight up the middle. Touchdown, Morton Ranch.
Exactly what I said. That's what you do. That's who you are. You know, it's a simple dive play up the middle. Nice run, nice play, but it's all predicated off of the defense. Defense has been playing lights out all night. Although, you know, some of the big receivers have kind of given them a little bit of trouble, the defense has been flying around. They've scored a couple touchdowns, and they put their offense in a great position to tie this game up with the point pending.
You talk about quickness. Kick is up and good. 6:01 left in the third quarter. We're tied at 21. All between Morton Ranch and Katy Taylor at Rhodes Stadium in Katy. You're listening to TexanLive.com. And back at Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas on TexanLive.com. This is Lou Rush alongside the coach, Derek Jones. Morton Ranch intercepted Katy Taylor on their second play of the third quarter and turned that into a two-play, 25-yard drive that took 12 seconds off the clock and tied the ball game. And Damian Collier, he outran my words. He was in the end zone before he could get it out.
Yeah, that's one thing Morton Ranch has in the backfield. They have speed from Dean to Collier to Richardson. I mean, even Hernandez, all those guys can run, and that's why Morton Ranch runs the offense that they run, having all those guys have an opportunity to catch the ball.
And the kick picked up at the 19 by Katy Taylor, brought out across the 30. Oh, that's a helmet. Looked like it was a ball loose, but somebody from Katy Taylor lost their helmet.
Taken down by Larry Anderson.
Yeah, 2 guys lost their helmet. Those guys flying around down there. Morton Ranch is excited, as they should be. I mean, they're trying to compete in this 19-6A. If they win today and they win next week, those young men are in the playoffs. So, of course, they need to be flying around, need to get excited. The fans need to continue to be excited. It's a big-time game for them. Same thing for Taylor right now.
And speaking of the playoffs, 2 weeks away, Texan Live is the home for postseason after agreeing to a partnership with UIL and Fox Sports Southwest. Here's with a give to Beek. And Beek gets to the 34-yard line, a pickup of 2 on the play. Get your tickets to the state championship held at NRG this year in Houston by following the league on TexanLive.com. Then follow your team on the road to the state championships at the home for Houston high school sports, TexanLive.com. So pickup of 2 will make it 2nd and 8 for Katy Taylor. Brad Vale and Brayton Quebeca. The handoff is to Quebeca on the end around. And probably no gain there. It'll be close. See where they mark it.
Ball carried by number 3, Brayton Quebeca.
It'll be at the 34, so no gain. 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, that's great pursuit from Morton Ranch. Those guys are flying around. Once again, linebackers are going sideline to sideline, exactly what you want. You know, setting up this big third down for Taylor. with the momentum going right now to Morton Ranch, Taylor needs to try to get a first down to try to calm everything down for them.
I'm about to say, with Quebec and Vale on the same side, that was going to be a heck of a matchup if they threw that direction for those defenders. And Yor will throw this time. Oh, nearly intercepted there. Again, that would have been Rhodes.
Yeah, big number 48, once again, Craig Rhodes. He's been around the ball a couple times. He's had 2 opportunities like that where he's knocked the ball down. I can see why he's on defense as far as the hands, but it's great coverage. It's great awareness to be in position to knock that ball down and set up another opportunity for your offense to get on the field and perhaps take the lead in this ball game.
So Katy Taylor will punt. Darius Bryan is back to receive the kick at his 29-yard line. There's the kick. Nice end-over-end kick. And he's going to let it bounce. It'll hit at the 16. And that's where Katy Taylor will down it. So 4:20 left in the third quarter. Morton Ranch and Katy Taylor tied at 21. Morton Ranch gets the ball back after an interception, which they scored off of on 2 plays, and then holding Katy Taylor to a 3-and-out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Defense, like I said, have been playing really well tonight, and getting back to that playoff talk that you're talking about, I want to commend Bert Brocker, the owner of TexanLive.com, for securing, the stuff that he's been doing. I mean, he's got some great stuff going on. He's got a great cast, great crew. Really excited to be a part of it.
And here's Dixon. He gets the edge. Across the 30, 40, midfield, and pulled out of bounds at the Katy Taylor 45-yard line.
Another big-time play right there, hitting at the right side. Nice option. Once again, Hernandez, what he's doing is he's forcing the pressure just a little bit further than he did in the first half, and that's why you're getting these big seams going down the sideline. Another big-time play from Morton Ranch. I mean, that's what the option does. Another thing it does, it wears your defense down. The longer they're on the field, the harder it is to make tackles. If you don't know that, kind of watch Katy, watch Georgia Tech, some of those teams.
And the give to Dixon one more time. Straight up the middle this time. Pickup of 2. That's the big play they were missing in the first half, though. 44 yards on that last play.
Yeah, that's the kind of plays that gets your sideline excited, gets the fans excited, and it makes you want to come out there and then block a little bit harder. Makes your linemen want to block and stay on their blocks just a little bit longer. And it's a simple adjustment that Morton Ranch did. I mean, they're just holding the ball just a little bit longer, and it's forcing a little bit more pressure on the outside on the contained guy for Taylor.
So 2nd and 8 at the Katy Taylor 43. The give is to Dixon. He stopped initially, but he keeps the legs going, and they'll give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage and bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Taylor's been doing a really good job on the inside as far as the most of those plays that Morton Ranch is running. When you're bringing those guys, putting those guys in the linebacker spot in the A and B gaps. But they need to be careful on the outside. It's another big play coming up.
So 3rd and 8 for Morton Ranch. Hernandez calls out the signals and pitches to Dixon. And flags flies across the 40.
Yeah, that'll be an offensive holding, and they'll bring that back.
This has been a pretty clean ball game, though. We haven't seen a lot of flags tonight.
Yeah, for the most part, it has been. You're exactly right. Anytime you run those toss sweeps, it's always hard. You tell the offensive guy who's blocking not to turn around and find out where the running back is at. So sometimes when the running back, he's setting you up, trying to get that good position. Sometimes you're left exposed like that, and the referee can see a good angle.
So 3rd and 8 becomes 3rd and 14, basically. 3rd and 13. They're at the 49-yard line of Katy Taylor. And the pitch goes to Dixon, and he's going to throw it back to Hernandez. Great concentration. He catches it at the 35 and gets to the 19, it looks like, to the 20. Wow, the defender was right there, tipped the ball, and Hernandez still hauled it in.
Yeah, that's a big-time catch for Mr. Hernandez. But it's what was even more special is that he had good concentration because the ball was tipped, the defender was there, and he still made had the ability to make that catch, secure it, and not only do that, he actually ran some yards after that catch. So that's a big-time play. I'm sure he's going to give his running back a little grief, though, because the running back could have put a little bit more air underneath it, and they may have scored.
Plus 23 on the play. And there's the pitch to Dixon, and he gets outside, stiff arms one defender, and he'll get to about the 24-yard or the 16-yard line. He'll pick up a 4.
Yeah, that's another adjustment. If you go back and watch the replay of this game, you'll see the wide receiver at the top of the screen. It's almost like a crackback coming at the top. So that's another way to stop that pursuit from the outside to get that edge, because that's when you're running the option, you want to make sure you get that edge.
They mark it at the 18. 2nd and 8 now. This time Hernandez will keep it. He faked the handoff to Dean, and he goes forward to the 17.
So far, it's a nice drive from Morton Ranch. They're running some of the clock, keeping, of course, Taylor off the field with those big wide receivers, and you're moving the ball, moving the chains at the same time. You want to make sure they continue to do so. This is another big play to keep that drive going.
That gives that Morton Ranch defense a little breather.
And they need it. They've been on the field a lot, in the first half, and so far not as much. But yeah, you're exactly right. They need as much time on the sideline as they can get.
And Hernandez will keep it himself, and he's across the 10. Fumble on the play, picked up by Katy Taylor.
Yeah, now see on that play, Hernandez had a good play set up. It was the option read. The guys actually took the running back, and so he cut up underneath that crease. He had it. He was trying to make a smart play by pitching it out to the running back that was just trailing the play as the running back is supposed to do. But in those situations, in trying to make a play, sometimes you got to take the reward that you've already been given. He had the first down set up. Instead of trying to take the home run, it's all right to hit a single. It's all right to hit a double or a triple if you're looking at the baseball kind of analogy on that. Just keep that ball, get that first down, live to fight another day. But he tried to squeeze that ball in. Someone ended up hitting it. Now you lose that momentum and give the ball back to Taylor again.
And just when it looked like Morton Ranch might go in for a score, Keelan Winters comes up with a huge fumble, and the Mustangs take over at their 15. Jacob Ure will throw. Overthrows his man, Brad Vale, on first down. Incomplete.
And see, Morton Ranch's adjustment on those big receivers, what we talked about in the first half, and especially at the halftime on the Panera Bread halftime, we talked about double covering some of those receivers, especially some of those big receivers that have gotten the ball. So if you're Vale, if you're Quebeca, those are the guys that I'm going to double cover, because those are the ones that they threw the ball to in the first half. Try to roll your coverage towards those guys, and if anybody else beside those guys get the ball and beat you, you have to live with that.
Jacob Ure will throw on second down. He's going to be forced to run and swallowed up, and he's going to lose 4 yards. Back to the 11. So he pulled it back down, wanted to run, had nowhere to go, and it looks like the clock will tick away towards the end of the third quarter. We're under 10 seconds. And we've got a tie ball game going to the fourth. So turnovers have been really the story of this game, because each team has turned them into points.
Yeah, you're right. Morton Ranch has come out they've made some really nice adjustments. I'm impressed with what they did so far in the second half of this third quarter to limit Taylor to what they're doing. They're stopped the run from Ure, and they double cover those receivers. You hadn't seen a lot of those go routes in this second half so far. Nice adjustment from the defensive side for Morton Ranch.
And although they stopped them on that last drive with the fumble recovery from Winters, we're facing 3rd and 14 now, and you don't convert here. A quick 3-and-out gives Morton Ranch field position possibly at midfield or better.
You're exactly right. Yeah, to make it a field position game, so it's another big opportunity for Morton Ranch to try to slow them down. And Taylor, if you're on the offensive side, you want to do something to try to get the ball. I mean, like I say, normally you could just go back and toss it up to one of your big receivers, but with this double coverage, I mean, that's a risky play, trying to give them an opportunity to get the ball back like that.
And Yor will throw, and he's looking for one of them big guys. Kubeka, incomplete. He had it for a moment, it looked like. And as he was going to the ground, it came out, but covered again by Darius Bryant.
Yeah, see, they had that double coverage. The only thing is, if I'm a defensive coach right now, I'm going to go to that safety that has over-the-top coverage, and I'm going to tell him not to go so far. Actually come closer to where the ball is going to be at. Play the football. Try to be a ball hawk. You hear those words, ball hawk. That way they would have had two guys on it, and if the first guy misses it because he's a little bit smaller than the receiver, the second guy can knock it down. So just a little bit better coverage on that, but not bad defensive stand for Morton Ranch.
Darius Bryant stands at his own 43-yard line awaiting the punt. It'll bounce at the Katy Taylor 44 and take a Morton Ranch bounce. And the Mavericks will take over at the Katy Taylor 42-yard line. Good field position.
That's great field position. Also on special teams, if I'm going to be on Morton Ranch's side, there was a young man that was kind of close to that ball on that play, on that punt, which could have definitely been a disaster. So you want to make sure you tell him to, hey, get away from the ball. We always use the term, Peter, get away from the ball, get away from the ball. It's something, another teaching moment, in film session that the coach can use to make sure that there's no mistakes, miscues, because that would have been a big play, had they turned the ball over in that situation.
So the give is to Dixon. Dixon's trying to get to the outside and will not make it. He'll pick up a yard, but great pursuit along the line there by Katy Taylor.
Yeah, that was Ethan Beek, the brother of Ian Beek. Nice pursuit on that play. Nice defensive, coverage out there on the outside. Nice play.
So the ball will be set up on the near hash mark. Ryan Holmes and Aaron Solomon to the right. They'll clear the area for Dixon as he gets around the outside across the 35 near the 30-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for Dixon gives Morton Ranch a first down.
Yeah, once again, another nice play from Nick Hernandez. This second half has been really big for the Morton Ranch's offense. They've found those adjustments, and it's been very hard for Taylor to stop that so far.
Timeout, Morton Ranch, and we'll take it along with them. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Back here at Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas, I'm Lou Rush alongside the coach Derek Jones. You're listening to the game between the Morton Ranch Mavericks and the Katy Taylor Mustangs. We're tied at 21-all with 11:25 left to play. Morton Ranch has the ball at the Katy Taylor 30. Facing a 1st and 10. And the give is to Dean, it looks like. No, Hernandez kept it. And he'll get taken down back at the 36, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a big hit from Brentland Goyens coming through, getting that penetration. That's another way to kind of limit some of that option game. Once again, somebody has the quarterback on this. Somebody has the running back. Need those guys to be aggressive and try to get through there and make the tackles. A nice play from Goins to do that.
So make it 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 on that play. Hernandez looks like he wants to throw, and he does, and he's got a man behind the defense. Incomplete. Pass intended for Aaron Solomon.
That's a nice roll out to the right-hand side, trying to throw it deep. Had man-to-man coverage out there back in the secondary.
That was Keelan Winters who recovered the fumble a moment ago for Katy Taylor. So 3rd and 11 for Morton Ranch. And flags and a whistle.
False start.
False start on the offense will cost them 5.
Yeah, it's going to back them up, make it a little bit more difficult to obtain this first down. It also kind of takes them out of field goal range as well. Not sure that they, have the leg for that, but.
So 3rd and 16 from the Katy Taylor 38 is what Morton Ranch discusses in the huddle right now. Hernandez brings them to the line. Fakes the pitch to Dixon. Eludes one defender. And can't get by the other. Struck down by number 45.
2-yard pickup for Nick Hernandez. Right out of bounds by number 30. Steven Pilkey. Number 47.
Looks like we'll have a foul on the play. The flag back in the secondary.
Yeah, possibly a defensive holding back there.
The call goes against Katy Taylor.
Holding.
Referees are discussing this play.
Holding. Number 4 in the defense. 10-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
A 10-yard penalty.
Correction. 3rd down.
Make this manageable now.
Yeah, that'll make that.
Should be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, depending on the spot.
Yeah, usually on your defensive holding, though, that gives you a first down, doesn't? You don't go back to 3rd down on that.
So it'll be placed at the 26. Third and 6 now. The pitch is to Dixon. And Dixon has the first down and more as he gets to the 15.
First down run by Katy Dixon.
Nice tackle, Brandon Dunn coming up to make that tackle. It's a nice head of steam going out. Dixon's run hard all night long. He's had a big second half. And if he can get one more in the end zone, put Morton Ranch up and put their defense back on the field. Morton Ranch once again trying to secure an opportunity to play next week against Seven Lakes for the 4th spot in the district to get to the playoffs.
So Dixon gets it to the Katy Taylor 16, 1st and 10. He's got the ball again, straight up the middle. All the way to the 7, it looks like. Make it the 8-yard line. Pick up 8 for Dixon.
It appears that the rush game of Morton Ranch has kind of taken a little bit of steam out of the defensive lineman for Taylor. And right now, Morton Ranch is kind of gashing them up the middle and then to the outside, running them, chasing them all over the field.
Morton Ranch can still get into first down inside the 5. And to Dixon again. And he'll get close to the 5.
He may have gotten it with second effort on that.
And that will be a Morton Ranch first down for Dixon.
That's good hard running. All you running backs that are listening, all you young people, make sure you keep your legs moving, keep driving. That extra effort gets you that first down.
So Katy Taylor a little bit back on their heels here as Morton Ranch continues to just run right at them, as you were saying. And here's the pitch to Dixon. He's at the 5, close to the goal line. They'll mark him down at the 2.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard. You know, people ask you, why you run the veer? Why do you run the veer? Why do you run the option? Well, you're making guys on the defensive sideline chase you from sideline to sideline. I mean, you got guys running right, left, and you hit them up the middle, running right, left. Eventually, that's going to wear upon you, especially late in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So it's a conditioning type effect that's taking place right now.
And here we go, 2nd and goal from the 2. Hernandez keeps it. Is he in? Still waiting on the signal. Touchdown, Morton Ranch. So Hernandez takes it the final 2 yards. And Morton Ranch regains the lead.
Simple quarterback keeper up the middle. Nice run from Mr. Hernandez. That's a nice drive from Morton Ranch to drive it down the field. That option game is starting to take a little effect on Taylor.
Well, the good field position certainly helped there. Short field. A 10-play drive for Morton Ranch there that started at the 42.
That's a big-time drive. That's a playoff drive. I mean, this is the crunch time. You're in the fourth quarter now. Got about 8 minutes left to go. I mean, this is where your offense has to come out and your defense as well.
And the kick is up and good. And with 8:29 to play in the game, Morton Ranch leads Katy Taylor 28-21. You're listening to TexanLive.com. And we're back here at Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas. You're listening to the coach, Derek Jones and Lou Rush, on the call of the Morton Ranch Mavericks and the Katy Taylor Mustangs. Morton Ranch just goes 10 plays, 42 yards, 3 minutes and 14 seconds to take the lead with 8:29 to play in the ball game. It's 28-21 as they get set to kick off. Joseph Batiste, the kicker for Morton Ranch. And back to about the 1 yard line. And here we go. He's across the 10. And there he's met by a group of Mavericks. Now give him forward progress. It looks like to maybe the 13.
Yeah, it's outstanding kickoff coverage from Morton Ranch, pinning Taylor deep down in their own territory. It's a big drive for Taylor to try to answer that score from Morton Ranch.
So this is a time where you might see some of their big playmakers like Kubeka and Vale come into the picture. They've got three receivers to the top, empty backfield. Yor keeps it straight up the middle, and he'll get across the 15 to the 60. A 3 yard gain.
Yeah, it's a nice tackle from Kevin Bostic once again. It almost looked like he was spying him because everywhere that Yor went, he looked like he was trying to kind of mimic his steps. So, as like I said, it's a nice adjustment that Morton Ranch has come out with in the second half. I mean, they've double covered the receivers, those two big receivers that have, had a field day in the first half. And then once again, you have that spy on Yor to kind of limit him as well.
So Ian Beek in the backfield with Yor, who's in the shotgun. And he wants to throw. Bounces off the receiver but falls incomplete. Dangerous one there. But Morton Ranch not able to get to it in time, and it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, it's a lot. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
We were talking about before the game about the new Caney-Dayton game. We have a score in that one?
Yes, we do. Right now, New Caney is losing to Dayton 35-28 in the third quarter with about 3 minutes to go.
Wow, you talk about some amazing football games they've had this weekend.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 7 for Katy Taylor. Yor will throw. He's got Kubeka. Picked
That's
off, it looks like.
That's a safety.
And it's a safety for, now they're going to call him down. It looks like maybe at the 1.
That's a safety. I think he's in the end zone on that play. They're going to talk about it, but if he's not in the end zone, it's on the 1, but it should be a safety.
And they're going to have it at the 1.
Yeah, it still brings up a 4th down. I mean, he caught the ball. It was a hook and ladder play, and he fumbled the ball backwards. And, Morton Ranch actually had the ball and was running with it. I'm not sure if they gave them full possession or not. They could have easily given Morton Ranch full possession, and then Taylor would have had a 1st down. It's basically Taylor fumbled.
Difficult spot to punt from here, though, when you're on the back line of the end zone.
Not much room.
Shorter distance for your snapper and everything. There's the kick. And it'll get out to the 30.
There's a penalty back there. Maybe a holding.
Illegal formation on Katy Taylor. 5 men in the backfield. Penalty is declined. First down, Morton Ranch.
So illegal formation called on Katy Taylor. Makes no difference, though. Morton Ranch declines the penalty and takes over on the punt at the Katy Taylor 31-yard line with 6:35 to play and the lead.
Yeah, because you have the lead, you don't make them re-kick it. I mean, in my head, I'm almost thinking I'll make them re-kick it because they're so close. Maybe they make a mistake. But, you know, ultimately you want the ball running the clock.
And Hernandez gives it to Dean. And he gets ahead to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 3.
And we get some more scores around the area right now. Elkins is winning 9-6 over George Bush at the half. You have Cypress Falls beating Side Creek right now 28-14 in the third quarter. Of course, Dayton is up 35-28 in the fourth quarter. You have Sterling beating Washington right now. And A-Leaf beating Stephen F. Austin. And those are all the games that are live going on right now.
Ryan Holmes brought the play in from the sideline. And the give is to Dixon. And Dixon will get to the outside. He's across the 20, across the 15, and down at the 10-yard line. So an 18-yard romp by Dartavius Dixon.
Yeah, that young man has a lot of speed, and once again, with the offensive scheme that they're running, a lot of those blocks going on all game long, he looks even faster now at this point just because of the wear and tear that Morton Ranch Mavericks have put on the Mustangs up front.
And Morton Ranch would be content to let the play clock run as well as the clock and keep running.
Yes, they're in no hurry. They shouldn't be.
And the give is to Dixon, and he's across the 10. Falls forward to the 7. And he'll pick up 3.
Yeah, once Dixon goes out, you bring in Collier to run the ball as well. I mean, that young man is filled in very nicely. Nice change of pace. I mean, they're all around the same size, but a little bit different speed. Gives the defense just another different look. Once again, the clock is running. I mean, down to about 4 minutes and some change. Morton Ranch can punch this in the end zone. It's going to make it very tough for Taylor to come back and score and tie this game up. It's going to make it very hard.
Dean and Collier behind Hernandez under center. And Dean takes the handoff across the 5-yard line to the 4. Pickup of 3.
Yeah, so they bring Dean back in the game. I mean, I'm looking for something coming to the outside off tackle, either to the right or to the left, and more likely it'll be coming to the right, just a little bit easier because it's the short field.
Dixon back in. Larry Anderson comes in, replaces Holmes. He brings the play in from the sideline. And Dixon has the ball and is gang tackled back at the 10.
Dixon, take it down for a loss. 13.
That's a nice tackle from Taylor. They knew exactly the same thing that I was thinking coming to the short side of the field. So they had a lot of pursuit, a lot of guys over there in that area.
So timeout on the field here with 3:40 to play in the game, and Morton Ranch up 28-21. They've got the ball at the Katy Taylor 11. I'm thinking they'll kick the field goal.
They have to score it. I mean, they want to kick that field goal, put the game up about 10 points. With the amount of time left, it's going to put a lot of pressure, on the Mustangs to try to answer that. They have to get some points. They have to come away with something here. Of course, you want the touchdown. Everybody wants the home run. But if you can kick a field goal from this far, you have to at least get 3 points on the board because that puts all the pressure on the other team that you're playing.
So the important thing is just to get the points no matter how many.
No matter what you get, yeah. Because if you don't, then now you give Taylor life. They chunk up one of those balls to Vail or to Kubik, and the next thing you know, it's a tie ball game, and then now we may be looking at overtime. So.
So Joseph Batiste will come in for the field goal try. The kick will be from the 18, so a 28-yard kick. And the snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good. And with 3:47 to play in the game, Morton Ranch extends the lead to 31-21. Just what you were talking about. Give them that 10-point, two-score lead with under 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, with the adjustments that Morton Ranch has made on defense, it's been very hard for the Taylor Mustangs to throw the ball with the same success that they had earlier in the first half. So if you're Morton Ranch, you want to get that 10-point lead, puts a little bit more pressure. Maybe the guys on the other side start pressing just a little bit to try to move the ball down the field. And when you press, you usually make mistakes, whether it be a turnover, whether it be a short pass. And then once again, their defensive front for Morton Ranch, they've been getting a little bit more pressure in the second half as well. It's a nice adjustment that they made. It was something really simple, but they had a spy starting watching the quarterback, Yor, up the middle, and then they start double covering those two big receivers. The game plan has changed, and Taylor's had a hard time moving the ball ever since then.
It looked like Morton Ranch became a little more opportunistic on defense in the second half.
Yes, because, I mean, you're limiting what the other team can do. When you know the team can only do one or two things, then it makes it easier for you to be more aggressive because you don't have so many keys to have to read or worry about.
So Batiste will kick from his 40. End over end, it'll come down at about the 20. And across the 25, near the 30. And that's where Katy Taylor will start with 3:40 to play in the game and trailing 31-21.
If you're Taylor, you need a quick strike. I mean, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds, there's not a lot of time to have a long, sustained, 10 or 12 play drive. I mean, you have to have a, really quick drive, 3, 4, 5 plays, and try to have it, under a minute if you can do that. But it puts a lot of pressure, not only on the young men on the field, but on the coaches because they have to try to dial up something that's going to get them some quick yardage in a hurry.
Jacob Yor all alone in the backfield. And he will throw, and he's looking for Quebeca, it looks like, and incomplete at the Morton Ranch 45.
Number 3, break Quebeca, falls incomplete.
Yeah, but once again, you notice double coverage. I mean, that's exactly what you have to do. I mean, it's when you have a size mismatch like that, I mean, you have to have a guy underneath and a guy over the top. I mean, it makes it just so much easier for your defense. But and you got to still have pressure from the up, from your front seven up front as well.
We got whistles here. Snap back to Yor, and he'll throw. He's got a man. He's at the 40, across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And good for a first down, pickup of 11.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch and catch from Taylor, but if you're Morton Ranch, you don't mind that. As long as it's in front of you, the clock is still running, you don't mind that.
Timeout, Morton Ranch. So as far as Katy Taylor is concerned, they've got to get a quick strike. Would they benefit, let's say, moving Vail and Quebeca in a crossing pattern across the middle?
Yeah, to get those guys, I mean, when you have the double coverage like that, I mean, the underneath routes, those crossing routes, that's a way to kind of get your guys open. I mean, you're not trying to run the rub routes, but that's basically what you're doing if you're having guys drag you. Maybe you have a guy get picked off, trying to run that coverage with you. So, yeah, you're right. You could use some drags, some crosses to set that up. Instead of running the 9 routes, the go routes, still running the 8 routes, which is the post routes. I mean, you can run those drags underneath, the 4s and the 5s if you have those, like the ins and the outs kind of routes to try to get those guys open. Because right now, if you're just going to run the go routes, they're going to be double covered each time.
So Katy Taylor is set to go here, 1st and 10 at their own 41. 3:17 to play in the game. Yor slips away Wants to throw. Does throw. Incomplete.
Yours pass incomplete.
Once again, I see Kevin Bostic. He's over there exactly where yours at. So that's the spy. That's the one that's following him around. I mean, it's a simple adjustment on defense. I mean, a lot of times it's overlooked. But you notice that when you play in the upper levels, the college ball, the pro ball, you start having guys that are spies, and you look at a guy saying, why can't my quarterback run like he did, you know, in the first half or whatever? Well, they have a spy on him, so there's somebody always accounted for that guy.
Whistles before the snap. False start against Katy Taylor will make it 2nd and 15 now.
Yeah, you attribute that to that field goal. I mean, before that field goal, the pressure was not on, you know, Taylor like that. Now they have that 10-point deficit. They know they have to score quick. And a lot of times they're not a big offense that can score quick like that. So now they're pressing a little bit.
So 2nd and 15. Yours up to throw. Steps up. Fires downfield. And it'll go out of bounds. Looking for Kubeka. And that sideline on those routes becomes a friend for Morton Ranch.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, on that coverage, I'm not sure exactly what they did because it looked like they had man-to-man, so there had to be some kind of miscommunication, you know, in the secondary. They've had a lot of success with that over-the-top coverage. On that situation, they only had man-to-man, so, you know, Taylor has an opportunity to win those one-on-one battles like that. Morton Ranch has to get back to bringing that guy over the top. You have a guy underneath, and make sure you have that safety coming over the top. It also gives a comfort zone to that cornerback.
3rd and 15, 3:01 to play. And Yor will throw. Throws in the vicinity of Beak. Heavy rush placed on him by number 40 of Katy Taylor.
Yeah, it appeared they were trying to set up a screen to Beak with that delay, you know, like it was. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, you're getting the Morton Ranch. They're coming off the corners. They're coming full speed up the middle. Sometimes you can kind of slip a guy behind them, but this is a big play right now for Taylor.
4th and 15 at their own 36 and forced to go for it with less than 3 minutes to go in the ball game. And Yor is looking for somebody. Throws it up. It'll be picked off at the Morton Ranch 40 across midfield. To the 40-yard line of Katy Taylor goes number 40, Henry Huff. You saw him like a center fielder almost just come in to catch that ball.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want in the secondary. You know, that's when you run that, like I said, that double coverage. Now on that play, they actually had all the guys drop back, you know, almost in like a nickel or a dime kind of coverage. So, you know, wherever he threw that ball, there's a lot of defenders back there. That's a heck of a job to come up and make the interception, get some nice yards after the play. But you're not so much worried about the run. You just want to make sure you have the ball, and that could be the ball game. Up 10 with only about 2 minutes and some change left.
So 1st and 10, Morton Ranch at the Katy Taylor 40. And the give is to Dean, the up man. And he'll get across the 40 to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on the play.
Yeah, Taylor only has one more timeout, so if Morton Ranch gets another first down, then this ball game is over for tonight. This is a big win for Morton Ranch if they get this first down. It gives them an opportunity, once again, we said it all night long, to face Seven Lakes next week. Winner take all kind of a match. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more in this 19-6A district. It's an exciting district.
So Elijah Dean and Damian Collier behind Hernandez in the backfield. The give is to Collier, and he's got the first down and more, fighting his way near the 25. And they'll call him down at the 26. Pickup of 11.
Yeah, that should almost wrap the ball game up. I mean, with 1:54, that clock's going to be running. At some point, Taylor's going to have to burn that timeout, and once they do, then Morton Ranch can kind of take a knee and run the clock out. Celebrate tonight over at Morton Ranch, the Mavericks. You know, it's a nice win, nice adjustments they made at the half to come in and take this one over Taylor, it appears.
So 1st and 10, Morton Ranch at the Katy Taylor 26. The give is to Collier. He's across the 20 to the 19.
Danny Collier with the run from Maverick.
So Morton Ranch beginning to have its way on the ground against Katy Taylor.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I say, with a minute left and down by 10, I mean, and the way you've been running all night is kind of taking the wind out of the sails for Taylor. Taylor's kind of realizing it right now that it's going to be, next to impossible with one timeout to secure this win. But it's an outstanding performance once again from Morton Ranch. This is a game they had to have to put them in position, to make a meaningful game, the final game of the season.
Collier and Dean remain behind Hernandez, and Collier gets the carry, and he'll get to the 14. Make that the 17. And Katy Taylor will take a timeout with 42 seconds to play. So if you're Katy Taylor, you're taking the timeout simply to catch a breather?
No, that's your final timeout. You try to get them to third down. You're hoping that you can stop them on this short third down situation and hopefully get the ball back with maybe 10 seconds left. I mean, it's kind of hard. Either way, you're still down by 10. You have to score twice at least to tie the game up. So I mean, it's really a no-win situation. But on the defensive side, you use this timeout now because it's your last one. You can't take it with you. You don't want to leave it in your pocket.
So 3rd and 1 for Morton Ranch at the Katy Taylor 17. And the give is to Dean, and he'll pick up the first down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that'll be a wrap. I would suspect that Morton Ranch will take a knee, wind this game out, and get ready for another exciting week of practice and another exciting big game coming down to the final game. I mean, you couldn't ask anything more for 19-6A district to come down to the last game. A lot of times in football, those last games don't really mean a whole lot, but for them it's going to mean a whole lot next week when they play Seven Lakes.
Well, we thought we'd get a great game here tonight because the district was on the line for both of these teams, and we did.
We did. Both teams played hard. I mean, Taylor had some success with the pass, and adjustments are made on both sides. It's great coaching from Coach Meadows here on the Morton Ranch side to make those adjustments. They made those adjustments, and they're going to get a win from it.
So the final seconds tick away as Morton Ranch claims a 31-21 victory over the Katy Taylor Mustangs here at Rhodes Stadium in Katy. Any final words, Coach?
No, it's just exciting once again to have an opportunity to call a game with you. Of course, Reed over there, we appreciate everything that he's doing and all the hard work that everybody's doing with TexanLive.com. It's been an opportunity and a blessing to be out here. A great game once again from Morton and Taylor competing hard, and it comes down to the final game of the season, and you couldn't ask for anything else.
So these two teams went back and forth all night. We were a 7-point game basically with 8 minutes to play in the ball game, and we saw Katy Taylor and Morton Ranch, especially the defensive sides, come up with big plays when they needed them. Offenses that converted those big plays, those turnovers into points. But ultimately, it was the run game of Morton Ranch that wore down Katy Taylor.
Yeah, you're actually right. The run game wore them down. There was 2 adjustments made at the halftime by Coach Meadows. One was have Hernandez hold the ball just a little bit longer on that zone option read to force the contain to kind of get out of position. You start seeing Dean and some of the other guys, Richardson, hit to the outside a little bit more in that second half. And the other adjustment was to double cover some of those big receivers from Taylor. I mean, it totally took Taylor's offense out of the rhythm and out of the game. And that pounding, from that offensive side on Morton's Ranch offense to the defense of Taylor end up taking some of the sell out of their team. And Morton Ranch to do what they did and come away with a big win, for their team and for their program.
So the final tonight from Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Texas. The Morton Ranch Mavericks 31, the Katy Taylor Mustangs 21. For the coach, Derek Jones, I'm Lou Rush saying happy Halloween and good night from Katy, Texas.